Yeah, the Japanese art of budgeting method that makes them richer is what they call the Kakeibo.
はい、Kakeibo ですね。The bo is actually is the same, like it's a kanji which is same like Chinese. It's actually meaning a book. So there's a content that we're going to share about today is what is Kakeibo? Where did Kakeibo come from? How does Kakeibo work? The benefit of Kakeibo. How is Kakeibo different from other budgeting system? How can Kakeibo help you save money? And also, who is Kakeibo best for? This Kakeibo method meaning it's a household financial ledger, like what Chanel just mentioned. It is like how we used to study accounts during our secondary school or even in uni, some of us. So it's a very physical budgeting journal. It goes back to the very tradition of it, pencil, pen, and paper. All right. Users will how does it go? Is users will answer some questions, set saving goals, track their expenses, put their purchases in category. This is what it makes it special, all right? You put it into categories and it review expenses at the end of every month or every week for that matter. So it is designed to help you to think about your relationship with the money. This whole Kakeibo thing actually derives from the culture as well. So it helps you to think about your relationship with the money and understand why you are making each purchases.
This reminds me of the Japanese drama that we used to watch. Like you can see the housewife, they from now and then when they're counting their physical money, you'll see them jotting something in the notebook. So is that a Kakeibo that the housewife is maintaining?
Yes, usually because as you know that in Japan, right, the woman are the one to actually holds the accounts. So the guys go out to work and they get like.
You mean the guy have no say in finance?
Not say no. Yeah, they trust their wife to do this. It's a Japanese system that the husband goes to work, earn the money, and the rest he don't need to care about because taking care of accounts is not easy. It's a monthly thing, it's a daily thing, it's a weekly thing, you know. So that's why the wife took over this responsibility, I would say. A little bit introduction of ourselves.
I am an estate planner and an insurance planner from Rock Wheels and Hong Leong Insurance. So currently I'm also co-founder of property rental management companies that we major in room rentals. Okay, so currently also own a YouTube channel that educates the public on insurance, asset planning, and also financial related education. If you are interested in the topics that I do share every single week, you may also head out to my YouTube channel to subscribe to my channel and be my subscribers and my fan.
Yvonne here, I'm a serial entrepreneur. Of course, I'm also a trainer and organize financial literacy program, specialized for kids actually, but of course, adults love the program too. And next also, I'm also a Japanese content creator, a sensei, and also a translator for about 20 odd years now. So, recently own a YouTube channel which educates the public on Japanese language and hop onto my website.
YouTube channel as well.
So how does Kakeibo work? Let's have a look at how Kakeibo works, all right? So Kakeibo in action. The first thing is get a ledger. If you go Daiso today, you can get a Kakeibo as well. It's only $5.90, but they are imported from Japan, so you can still go and get one there. So it stays true to its root in early 20th century Japan. It stays true not only Japan, but around the world is pen and paper. It requires a physical handwriting is still the main thing. Anything that inconvenience you will make you think harder, right? So too convenient, you tend not to think about it. So next is you calculate your monthly income and subtract your fixed expenses first. As you know what is your fixed expenses, some are like your rental and blah, blah, blah. So you know what's your fixed expenses. So next is to set a saving goal for the month. So these are things that you need to do. So you have to, maybe you already think ahead, right? Like what they say in financial is like you have to save first, right? Then whatever balance you can, then only you use it, right? Accordingly. So next is you list your spending category, which is something which is Kakeibo. It's the category, the spending category. Later, the next page, you will look at it. You categorize everything that you buy. You record all your purchases under their appropriate pillar and include the purchase amount. So this thing is very good for people like me, I'm learning Chanel. I'm learning to keep my receipt. Yes, but she knows me very well. I just take a picture and I literally throw the receipt off.
Please keep those that you took picture still with you so that when you meet me, you can give it back to me.
There's also 4 questions to answer to reflect about the overall Kakeibo experience. So every time you have to ask this question, it's either end of the month or end of the week. It depends yourself, right? We will have a look at the 4 questions after this as well. So let's go to the next page and see the category. So these are the 4 spending categories. in Kakeibo. So number 1 is your needs. Number 2 is your wants. Number 3 is your culture. And number 4 is unexpected. So the needs are the essential like housing, groceries, your car payment, and student loan. What is wants is enjoyable, but not totally necessary purchase. Okay, such as takeout food, hobbies, and entertainment.
So like your Netflix, your Spotify, those are your wants,
Wants.
right?
Definitely a
But
wants.
your phone
Definitely.
bill can fall under needs if because
Yeah,
everyone
because
got to
it's
have a phone these days, right? Phone bill
you still
used
need
to
to
be a want, but right now it's a need already.
So next is
Mm.
culture. So any spending on cultural activities like books, museum fees, concert tickets, TV, stream. Hey, I'm surprised TV streaming falls under here. So you have to pay. So this is under the culture.
And don't forget one more thing about culture is I think probably your friend's wedding ang pao also you can budget here.
Exactly. Unexpected. So other expenses that crop up like medical bills, home repair, accidents and stuff like that, like COVID-19, for example. So yeah, all these are unexpected. So what me and Chanel always talk about emergency funds also falls under here. These are spending, but you have to sometimes also put away some money to or unexpected happening. So they does. So who say Japanese doesn't do finance? Japanese does do finance, okay? And they do
In
the
fact, they are
most
more detailed than you.
yeah, they're more detailed than us. So these are the 4 reflection questions to ask about is to understand, like we talked about just now, about understanding you and your money relationship, right? So by answering this question, answer some of the things such as number 1, how much money do you have, right? In the beginning of the month, how much have you have? How much is the input? Question number 2 is how much money would you like to save? Number 2, you save first, then only you spend, right? So how much you must ask yourself, how much you want to save is a very important question to ask yourself. Number 3 is how much money are you spending? So this is also end of the week. You have to ask yourself, or end of the month. So it depends. If you do a bit more frequent, maybe the practice is better. Then following week, you do not need to spend so much when you know roughly where is your spending. So number 4 is how can you improve your spending? Or what Chanel always say, if your spending cannot go down, then make your income go up. So you can also improve on your income as well.
So I've got something to share about here, like how much money do
Good.
you have, right? About budgeting, we also need to be very, very realistic. So if today your account only have let's say 1,000, so right now I set a target that in 1 year's time I want to save 1 million. So you also need to be realistic. Like if you have been working for so long and you only managed to save 1,000, right? What makes you think that in 12 months' time you are able to save 1 million yourself, right? So this is a very realistic question that you got to ask yourself, right? It doesn't really matter, how much your target is, but you got to understand why you only left with so little. Yeah. So I think the underlying reason will tell you and will guide you on your next step, how much you would like to save, right? And how much money you're spending. Is it because you are so up to your lifestyle that you cannot forego? Is there any lifestyle that you can forego so that you can make up that 1 million in the pocket?
So yeah, some of the benefit of Kakeibo. All right, so let's go on the benefit. So it teaches you how to manage expenses within each category of spending so that you can stay within your budget. So number 2, this practice helps you to become more mindful of where your money is going and how you can save money each month. So they come to this right? Sometimes when we spend money too easily, we are not conscious of what we are spending and what we are buying. So the money is everywhere. Your money is everywhere. But Kakeibo will be very clear on the category, like, okay, I'm spending on needs, on wants, on culture, or it's unexpected. So it's very clear where your money is going. I always believe that if you know where your thing is going, more likely that it will definitely go in the correct direction. Make it easy for you to keep track of your income and expenses, both long-term and also short-term. Yeah, because Kakeibo actually, the main thing is actually for long-term purpose. So next is encourages you to live a simpler life by evaluating your needs and your wants. This is very true. A lot of us buying things that actually we don't even need. Look at your house. I think easily you can find 5 things that you actually do not need. So next is the great way to start saving money for those who have never saved before.
So I think for those of you who have not started it before, right, it may not be easy because it requires a lot of consistency. So if you are those kind of person who need like accountability, then I would suggest that maybe you can also find another friend that's either able to push you or they also have the same problem as you and really want to change very badly, I suggest that you can have this tagging system.
Yeah. Next is can be used as a tool to get out of debts. Definitely, right. So help you create a saving plan so that you have money saved for emergency, for your unexpected column, or for buying a house or a car long term.
For example, you are not into the intention of saving the money, but you want to save the money to buy something, for example, then you can
Yep.
set a big goal. Let's say your car, right, the down payment requires, let's say, 20K. So you can actually break them down. Okay, in order for me to achieve 20K in a year, right, how much am I expected to save every month, and can I
One
actually
every day. Yeah, every day.
can I actually spread them into daily, okay, to make that to the 20K. If you think that, okay, maybe the even though every month I need to save 1,500 to achieve 20K, right, but the first month, right, because I'm not used to doing savings, can I start with 500 first? Yes, then you slowly raise your bar. Yeah, then you can see the increment. So it's actually okay to start something. It's better than you not starting anything.
Anything. Next is how is Kakeibo different from other budgeting systems? So have a look at how the Japanese style is very different. So what's the uniqueness of it is considering the motivation behind your spending, right? Because you got asked the question, right? So because you asked the question, the relationship with you and the money is more clear cut, right? So it motivates you, all right, behind the story behind your spending. So write down budget item by hand in real time.
This
Immediately you
one,
spend.
this one I
I
totally
agree. I totally support too. Like for
yeah.
example, right? Like now I'm queuing for a Starbucks, right? I just should take a book, and the book is very small. In Japan, usually it's quite small, it's quite light. So I just take out the book immediately. It's 14.95, for example. So I just like then 14.95. It's real time, and you must be using hand. Why is it handwriting? It's because it improves your memory, and it is meditative and reflective process. So when you write, right, you tend to think more when you write down the thing, and you think to think like our mind sometimes will go wild when we do thinking. So yeah, so when you write down, it gives you that kind of a thinking process, right, whether you should use it again and not. So next is category system, like what the four category. You can look back, those that have just come in late could go and look at the four category system that makes you give every purchase a second look.
And also one more thing, sorry to cut you out. Writing is also a little bit of hassle. You got to take out the book, you got to take the pen and write. So
Yeah.
it somehow also makes you think that you sure you want to
Everywhere.
spend this, you got to end up writing it again. You sure or not you want
Yeah.
to spend this? So I totally agree with you because I used to use handwriting to track my expenses until my book all cannot fit right. But I can still remember the details in my book, yeah, like how much I pay for my car loan, my housing loan.
Definitely. It's a
Yeah,
reflective,
as
right?
compared to the Excel.
Yes,
So
definitely.
I,
Because it's
I
meditative.
resonate with that, correct. So
Because
perhaps
it's
thank you for reminding me one. Perhaps I think it's a time for me to go back to the book.
go back to writing, yeah. Things that
Yeah.
is inconvenient, sometimes it may be good also, especially in this situation in finance. So yeah, also one of the uniqueness is you decide to buy something in the wants or in the culture column, more confident about making a smart choice, not an impulsive purchase. Go
I
and
think the
tap into
pictures here tell you who they are for.
yeah, let's go and have a look who are they really for. So Kakeibo is for inconsistent budgeters. I think many of us fall into this category. So next is fearful or reluctant budgeters. So good at banishing the idea that anyone is bad with money. No, not everyone is bad with money, all right. The method puts you in charge of your own spending, giving users more control and confidence that knowing that you can achieve and everyone else can achieve as well. Very clear cut. Where your money come, where your money go. It's very, very clear cut.
I think everyone is very bad at money when money is very easy at your fingertips, like you can just take it and spend. But if your
Yeah.
money is never with you, if you are very reluctant, then the last result, right, is to ask your mom to keep the money for you. Ask your mother. That way I guarantee you, I reassure you that you definitely will be a very good saver already because every month imagine your mom bugging you for money.
Who else is it for? So it is for first time saver to start everywhere, anywhere. Approach celebrates even the smallest saving goals and motivates you to save more along the way. So Kakeibo is to encourage everyone to start anywhere. Doesn't matter. You're not never too late. Just anywhere you could just buy a book or print it out or whatever and just start. So next is the envelope budgeters. In my financial course, like how we teach kids, right? During the game, we give them each an envelope as well. So this is a little bit of a system, a systematic way of envelope budgeting. So it is also something like in Kakeibo, equivalent to its category. You have an envelope for this or envelope for that, you know. So it's like a category. So it's very suitable for people that to transit over from envelope budgeter to Kakeibo, because it's categorized, resemble the envelope budgeting method where you plan monthly expenses ahead of time and distribute fixed amount into a physical or virtual envelope. Like what Chanel did is she do virtual, as in like she has different bank account for different purposes. And some people have a credit card for different purposes. It's something like a category envelope system as well.